Hey everyone, welcome to today's daily tune-in. I might have another video coming, I'm not sure, but this tune-in is really important and it adds on to the previous post that I just did about this 11/11 portal. Happy 11/11 portal day. I want to bring some practicality to this day because I remember there was a time where I was like, ooh, I'd get excited but didn't really know what a portal day meant and how to maximize it. But not only that, this one is extremely important simply because this is the most deliberate and accelerated increase in human consciousness than ever before. We are being aided through our own collective consciousnesses. Those of us who are here and know what's happening, who are elevating the higher frequencies through our fourth dimensional and fifth dimensional selves. We are activating our own higher consciousness, which collectively multiplies and expands and helps the entire planet to do that. And we are also being supported by higher beings of light that are helping us do this. But it is our own free will that can activate this so that we can be supported. So it's really important for days like today when the heavens open up, and remember 11 is a master number in sacred geometry, in our coding. My last post talked about how within our DNA we have the codes of 11, 11, 11, and 11, 11, 11. We are coded just like your computer is coded. So these codes can be activated with cosmic light and the light within consciousness. And what's happening is we are being supported, especially on today's portal day, to activate parts of our DNA that have been dormant. And these activations are activating the spiritual and the higher consciousness parts of us, which then communicate into the RNA of us, which then communicate into the cellular coding, the cells of our body, which brings the spiritual into the physical in our own selves. So what does all of that mean? With the 11/11 portal being such a thin and beautiful line of communication between the higher realms of existence and ourselves, there's a beautiful energy that goes in between. So we have the divine codes, we have the divine communication that flows easily into us when we are a clear vessel, because we are clearing these densities. We have been clearing these densities for many, many years, probably for many of you. If you're just starting, it's okay. You're going to get an accelerated opportunity in the next 40 days to be able to cleanse and purge a lot of the densities. But not only that, there's also clear communication from the physical transfiguring into the divine. So again, what does all that mean? It simply means that not only are we getting these high influxes of cosmic light coming in, which are activating those DNA strands that have been lying dormant, and each of our DNA strands are attached to a resonant chakra. We have a 12 chakra system in our spiritual and our multidimensional self. Each of those DNA strands have a resonant chakra, and as the DNA is awakened and activated, so is these chakras that come alive. And these chakras are both our earth chakras that are grounding us deeper into this physical existence, and also our higher chakras, which are opening us to the higher levels of communication and the higher levels of existence, where we can then be more like our godlike selves. So as those are being activated, then that communicates, the activation through our DNA is communicating through the RNA, which then activates our physical bodies to lighten up, right? So as we come out of our physical densities, we then rise up in frequency. Our higher consciousness becomes more and more a part of who we are. It becomes more of the operating system. And in this beautiful flow of energy on this 1111 portal, the communication is open. So this is where we can actually start activating the manifestation of the higher consciousness that's coming awake, giving us our more soul-oriented selves, the ideas, the insights, the new awarenesses, the new missions, so to speak, the new purpose that we are elevating into. And now we can communicate what is it we want that to look like in physical form. We can take these higher revelations, because we're getting more and more revelations in this awakening. And we can take those and say, what does this look like in our physical worlds? And when we sit in meditation, in journaling, mindfully sit today and bring into your imagination the remembrances that you are getting, these new insights, and what this looks like in physical form. Because not only are you communicating from, we're getting communication from above, but now we can also send the communication above and into the ethers, to the quantum, to the realms of possibilities where all possibilities exist. And these remembrances, these ideas, are simply remembrances from higher existences of you that are already in form, are already in expression. We're just pulling in the frequencies and the messages to pull ourselves up, to resonate with that expression and step into. So the reward that we have for participating in and being willing to participate in this massive activation, these massive upgrades that are going to be happening in these next 40 days, means there's going to be a lot of dismantling of your ego personality, the part of you that has been grounded in your physical self, in this physical world, in the densities of it all. So that dismantling has to continue in order to live the rewards, to live in that higher self, in that higher expression. So when we understand that when we sit today and we activate, and knowing that these lights, that this light, these high influxes of light that we are getting are activating parts of us that have never been in existence, we are going to start thinking and being and desiring things that have never been in existence within us. So we are going to be meeting a whole new expression of ourselves, which is going to be unfamiliar. It's going to be weird. You're going to feel like, who am I? And like, where did this person come from? And your ego is going to want, your ego personality is going to say, oh my gosh, you can't be that. We've never been that. The ego sits in what it has already known and what it has already been. So that part of you has got to be dismantled, which will be dismantled with your willingness to allow it to go. And that could be scary at times. It could be uncomfortable at times. But when you know what's happening, you know that as that dismantles, the soul personality is taking over, and the soul personality has the resonance of the expression of you in those higher realms that is already living this beautiful physical life, this beautiful emotional life, and this beautiful spiritual life, all integrated into one. So we are literally moving into from our third dimensional existence into a fifth dimensional existence. We're moving up the ladder. So depending on where you are in your ascension process, you will be dismantling quite a bit, and you will also be pulling in quite a bit. So there's a massive shift happening in these next 40 days within all of us. Again, depending on where we are, it's going to be very unique to every single one of us. But as we sit today and pull in all of the ideas, the beauty, the meaning, the purpose that we want to create in our physical world, as the DNA within us is getting an upgrade, that upgrade then, along with the feeling, along with the excitement that is invoked by you sitting in meditation and putting yourself into that higher expression, that becomes a massive, massive opportunity for manifestation of this higher expressed life. So when you sit and build the feeling around what's already happening in your DNA, then that kind of expands the impact as the RNA communicates within your body. Your body then is becoming an electromagnetic field for everything you need to know, everything you need to be in order to intuitively step forward through these 40 days, allowing yourself to allow things to melt away, allow that ego personality to drop off, and then living the rewards. You may not be completely at the fully expressed part of, the fully expressed vision in 40 days, but you're going to be well on your way, and you're going to be a completely different person, and you are going to be then in the resonance of that higher expression if you are willing to sit with the discomfort, knowing that the discomfort is part of the process of shedding who you are now to step into that soul personality. There's going to be so much that's happening within, and yet it's super exciting, and it's happening within every single one of us. And the more that we allow it, the more the collective energy grows, the collective inspiration, the collective soul frequency expands and multiplies all around our planet, which gives even more light to the planet, which gives more consciousness to the planet, which then helps the dismantling of all of the systems and the artificial structures, the artificial systems that were created to keep us in these physical and denser expressions of ourselves. When we release that within individually, and all of a sudden the collective starts to embrace these changes and embrace this light that's coming in, and sits with the anticipation and the expectation of what they are becoming, which then creates a whole new collective earth for us to co-create new existences in, that dark and dense world dismantles even faster. Again, this is an accelerated and deliberate process of raising consciousness so that we can truly, truly change and transfigure this world from the densities that it's been in, the pain and the fear and the anger and the divide that has been invoked in our existence. We are transmuting that into a unity consciousness where we all come together to create the change in consciousness. It just means you are willing to allow that ego personality to fall away, which means there are parts of your life that might fall away that look really scary. But when you know what's happening and you have that higher perspective, you can allow it to fall away, knowing there's a whole new rebirth of it coming that is in a higher expression, a healthier expression, a balanced expression, and the expectation that that is the reward for the work you do to allow the purging and to allow the dismantling. This is in your favor. And because it's in your favor, it's in the favor of all of humanity as well as our planet. This is a beautiful time. So be patient, be loving towards yourself, be loving towards others, because there's a lot of people that are watching this dismantling of their own lives who are not aware of this process, and they are in fear. So if you could share this message so that more and more people get the knowledge and the light of what's happening, their fear will start to melt away, their higher consciousness will come awake, and they will embrace that higher consciousness, and truly then, that's how we shift this entire planet. Thank you for being here with me. Thanks for being a part of this. Please, if you want to subscribe at VedetteMayer.com, you can get these delivered to your inbox. Otherwise, share this. Let's get the word out. Thanks for being here. I'll see you on the next video. Mwah!